Hello, Packers fans, wherever you may be. It's time for another edition of the Pack Attack Cast, brought to you from fans for fans. Very excited to give you another edition of the Pack Attack Cast. Before we get started, I want to give you the opportunity to like and subscribe to this channel. We're trying to get up to 5,000 subscribers, and we'd love to have you part of the Pack Attack Cast team and community. In addition to that, please check us out on Blue Sky, same name, Pack Attack Cast. Please give us a follow. We discuss everything that's going on in the NFL, whether it's Packers or just the NFL in general, on Blue Sky. So please check it out and join us on Blue Sky. What we're going to do today is we're going to continue our series on each position for the Green Bay Packers, how they stand going into training camp, which is going to start in a few weeks now, and how we expect the roster to shape up based on the players, their ability, their potential, and equally as important, all the needs for the roster in general. One of the biggest challenges that a general manager has is they have to take this group of 90 players that they're taking into training camp and cut it down to a 53-man roster. And you might have 90 players that you love and think are high quality, but you got to cut it down to a set number of players of 53. So let's see how we can get there. Today we're going to talk about the quarterback and running back positions. Very excited to discuss that with you. We've talked about the importance of the defensive line, the offensive line. I think those are the two most important positions for the Green Bay Packers to get to the next level of winning an NFL championship. But the quarterback and running back really make the offense go. The quarterback is your field general, and he's out distributing the ball in the passing game, also making decisions on the line before the ball is snapped. And your running back is really the heart and soul of your offense. It always sounds great in theory just to throw the ball, but you do that consistently and the defense is going to beat you and your offense is going to struggle. So the real key to a strong offense is to have the quarterback, the running back, and the receivers all working in tandem to have an efficient and unpredictable offense. So let's take a look at the quarterback position. As always, we're going to take a look at the coaching staff as well, because I believe the coaching staff is really an undervalued part of what makes the Green Bay Packers a great organization. We have continuity at the coaching positions, and that's one of the strengths of the team. So let's talk about our quarterbacks coach for the Green Bay Packers. That's Shawn Manion. He gets promoted after working as an offensive assistant last season. He played quarterback in the NFL for 9 seasons, mainly as a backup, originally being selected in the 3rd round of the 2015 draft by the Rams. He played for the Vikings and the Seahawks as well. He saw action in 14 games with 3 starts in his pro career. In college, he started 43 games in Oregon State. And he was a very efficient quarterback in college, and he was a great quarterback as a backup in the pros. He wasn't an elite talent, but he was a very smart quarterback that in limited action was very efficient, which is what you'd like to see. Now, one thing I want to talk about here for Shawn Manion is he's been on the coaching staff of some great offensive minds. He's been on the Rams for a number of years, and now he's been on the coaching staff of the Packers for a number of years. So he's worked under 2 great offensive minds. He has experience at the quarterback position, and that makes him a great fit to tutor Jordan Love. We know Jordan Love lost his longtime protege and position coach last year, but I think Shawn Manion is a great addition to this staff. He's a little younger. He's seen action on the field. So I think all those things are going to be a positive for Jordan Love. So let's talk about Jordan Love and the rest of the quarterbacks that we have on this roster. Jordan Love last year was a tough year for Jordan Love. From week 1 through the end of the season, he was never fully healthy. He had knee ligament injuries that cost him several games after week 1. He then had a groin injury that really lingered for the rest of the season, and he really was not 100%. There's a couple situations where Jordan Love has commented that he never felt that he was 100% for all of 2024. We've had Matt LaFleur say that they couldn't do certain plays because Jordan Love didn't have the mobility that they're used to him having, and it really impacted his play at the quarterback position. I think he did a great job trying to soldier on, and they ended up being a top 4 deep offense in DBOA, but he really didn't get to his full potential. If you want to see what Jordan Love really can be in the NFL, you have to look at how he played at the end of 2023 when he was a top 5 quarterback in the second half of 2023. If he can get to that level, I think this offense is going to take a huge jump. It was already 4th in DBOA. I think we can get to 1st or 2nd in DBOA with a healthy Jordan Love. He's going to be able to make those deep plays. He's going to be able to scramble in and out of the pocket. He's going to be a more efficient quarterback, and I'm excited about what we'll see in 2023. I saw a video just this morning, and I wanted to touch on this fact where Jordan Love is currently considered the 4th best fantasy quarterback in the NFC North. He's being picked after J.J. McCarthy with the Vikings. He's being picked after the Detroit quarterback, and also behind Caleb Williams as well. So he's being picked 4th in fantasy leagues in the NFC North, which is just ridiculous, because if he can get to that level he was at in 2023, and I think it's completely possible given his increased experience and being fully healthy that he can get to that level, Jordan Love should be the 1st or 2nd quarterback in this division. I could see an argument between him and Goff, but I think the difference between Jordan Love and Goff in 2025 is going to be the fact that Jordan Love has one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, and I think the Lions are going to take a significant step back in offensive line play with their departures and retirements on that offensive line. So I think Jordan Love will be the best quarterback in the NFC North. I'm saying it right now. If that is the case, the Green Bay Packers win the NFC North this year and are contenders for the Super Bowl. It's really that simple. Let's go on to Malik Willis, who's our backup quarterback. Malik Willis is an amazing story in the NFL. The Packers were worried about their backup quarterback position, so they actually traded for Malik Willis in the last week of the preseason. He came onto the team with no training camp, no OTAs, no ability to really absorb the playbook. And week 2, he was forced to start because of the injury to Jordan Love, and he led the Green Bay Packers to 2 wins as a starter, and he came in for a 3rd win as a backup, and he is just a great backup. I can't think of a better backup for the Green Bay Packers. He's got athleticism, the ability to run. He has the ability to make smart plays. He was so effective as a backup in 2024 with limited time in training camp. With a full season in training camp, Malik Willis can come in and win games for you in the event that Jordan Love gets hurt. Now, hopefully that won't happen this year, and Malik Willis will be a great player off the bench. Perhaps best case scenario, Jordan Love is healthy all season, and towards the end of the season, the Green Bay Packers have locked up playoff positioning, and Malik Willis might get into the second half of some games. But I hope Malik Willis does not see the field, not because I don't have faith in him, but just because Jordan Love has so much potential. Now, the important thing about Malik Willis, he will be a free agent in 2026, so the Packers have to try to find a way to develop another backup quarterback for the bench. I don't think Malik Willis will re-sign with the Packers because I think with 2 years with Matt LaFleur, I think he has a chance to go to another organization and play in training camp for a starting job. So that's what I see happening with Malik Willis in 2026. Next up on the roster, we've got two interesting players. We have Taylor Elgersma. He has a live arm and lots of potential as a rookie. He played very well at the Senior Bowl and was an undrafted rookie with lots of potential. He's just the type of player the Packers like to stash and develop. It has been reported that he might be eligible for a free roster spot given his Canadian nationality, and that would be a big advantage for him to make the roster. Because traditionally, the Packers have held 2 quarterbacks on the active roster. They put another quarterback on the practice squad, and then he is called up as need be. But if Elgersma is able to be on the roster without counting as a roster spot, I think it's a no-brainer because then he doesn't have to go through the waiver wire. He doesn't have to go through being on the practice squad with limited reps. He can actually be very active in game day preparation. I think that would be a great value for Elgersma. Next up, we have Shawn Clifford. Now, Shawn Clifford was drafted in 2023. He was the backup in 2023 because of default, because he was the only other quarterback on the roster. And when he came into games, especially in the preseason, he's really struggled against good team defenses. So the issue I have for Shawn Clifford is we've already seen what Shawn Clifford is. He is a practice squad level player, and he doesn't have a lot of upside in the NFL. So I think this is the situation where unless he clearly makes a step in training camp, that Shawn Clifford could end up on the practice squad or just cut altogether, because the Green Bay Packers have seen him for 3 years and they kind of know what Shawn Clifford is. So what are my thoughts for training camp for the quarterback position? I think we're going to have 3 on the active roster. Now hear me out. I think Love and Willis, of course, are going to be on the 53-man roster. I think they're going to put Elgersma on the roster. If he does qualify for a free roster spot, he has upside, and the Packers would love to see what he has to bring to the table. So I think my active roster will be Love and Willis and Elgersma if he gets a free spot on the 53-man roster. If not, I think he becomes a practice squad player. But I don't see Shawn Clifford making this team because the Packers have already seen what he is, and there just isn't a lot of upside with Shawn Clifford. Well, Elgersma could potentially be a backup quarterback of the future. All right, now let's take a look at the running back position, the other part of the backfield. It's really interesting that these guys have names that have to do with the backfield, right? You've got the quarterback, you've got the running back. The Packers don't have a fullback, but these are things that are fitting into the backfield. So let's talk about what the running backs are looking at. First, let's look at the coaching staff for the running back position, which is Ben Surmans is the running backs coach. He joined in 2016 as the running back coach. He has been the running back coach for the Green Bay Packers for 9 years. That is amazing continuity. He enters his 13th season as an NFL coach after 16 years of coaching at the collegiate level. So this is a coach that has 29 years of experience. This is unheard of in the NFL, and he is a great person to have on this coaching staff. In his first 8 seasons for the Green Bay Packers, he helped the Packers rank number 5 in the NFL over that span with yards per carry, 4.54 yards. Now keep in mind that has to do with the offensive line, it has to do with the rest of the offense, but the fact that he was a key part of coaching up that staff is really important. He tutored Aaron Jones, who became the only player in NFL history to post 5,000 plus rushing yards, plus 45 rushing TDs with an average of 5 plus yards per carry. And that's a true statement. Aaron Jones was a consummate Packer. He was a great Packer player. And if he could take the rest of these running backs and take them close to that level, it's very impressive. In 2021, he mentored Jones and A.J. Dillon as it became only the second running back duo to register over 1,000 yards from scrimmage in the same season. I could go on and on and on about these accolades. He also tutored Gurley in St. Louis when he became the Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2015. So this is a coach that's got great experience and is a value added to this running back room. No question about it. Now let's talk about the running backs that are going to be key parts of the Green Bay Packers in 2025. First of all, we have Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs did everything you could ask from a running back last year. He was born to be green and gold. He has a great team-first attitude. He has an amazing work ethic. One of the things I loved that told me Josh Jacobs was going to be a great Packer is when he was signed as a free agent in interviews, he actually embraced the fact that Green Bay was kind of a sleepy town compared to playing in Las Vegas. And he said, I just want to come in and focus on playing the game and getting to be the best player I can be. And that encompasses his 2024 season where he was an elite running back. And I think we're going to see more of that in 2025. Now, I think Josh Jacobs might see fewer carries in 2025 because I think the team is going to try to keep him fresher, and they have now better depth at the position. And I think Josh Jacobs is going to be a more efficient player, even with fewer carries, because he's going to be healthier. He's going to have more energy at the end of the season, and I think that's going to benefit the Green Bay Packers overall. So his stats might go down a little bit, but his efficiency is going to increase per carry. Next up, and this is exciting for us, Marshawn Lloyd is healthy, and he's looking like he's going to be an impact player for the Packers in 2025. He was a third-round pick in 2024, and he was constantly dealing with injuries and health issues and wasn't able to get on the field. If that changes in 2025, he's going to be an explosive change of pace back for the Green Bay Packers. He's like getting an extra draft pick this year because he didn't see the field last year, and he's going to be a great change of pace back. And I really want to see Marshawn Lloyd in screens and receiving out of the backfield. Look for him to be sprinkled in during the games, and if he can show he could be a great blocker on third downs, he could be a great third down running back with the ability to catch passes out of the backfield. So really excited about Marshawn Lloyd. I think he's a huge upgrade to this group in general as long as he is healthy. Next up, we have Emmanuel Wilson. Emmanuel Wilson is in the top 44 in running backs for carries, yards, and touchdowns in 2024 as a backup. He also ranked 7th in the league for yards per carry at 4.9 yards per carry. Not bad for a player coming off the bench. He was also above average receiver out of the backfield. One of the weaknesses that Wilson has is being a pass protector. So he has struggled in pass protection at times. I'd like to see him improve in training camp as a pass blocker. Next up, we have Chris Brooks. Chris Brooks was even better yards per carry than Wilson, but on very limited snaps. He's a jack of all trades and a quality player that the team needs. He excels as a pass protector and is highly trusted in this role. So Chris Brooks is a great fourth running back. There are teams that would love to have Emmanuel Wilson as possibly a starter or Chris Brooks as the second backup. But we're looking at situations where they will be the fourth and fifth player off the bench, and that says a lot about the depth we have at running back. A couple other players of note that are in training camp that I don't think will be impactful: Jalen White from Georgia Southern and Amar Johnson of South Dakota State. They're kind of playing for practice squad spots at this point, but I don't think they're going to have an impact on this roster in 2025. We have a deep and talented group at running back, and that will lead to some very tough calls when the roster needs to be decided. So where do I see this running back group looking at the end of training camp? I think we're going to have 4 players on the active roster at running back. Jacobs, Lloyd, Wilson, and Brooks all have too much value not to make the cut, especially since Wilson and Brooks can play on special teams as needed. So I think they are going to be core active players on the roster. For the practice squad, I don't think we're going to have room for any running backs on the practice squad. If we're holding 4 on the active roster, we're going to have to use the practice squad for other positions of bigger need. So I don't expect any running backs to be on the practice squad, but I do expect 4 running backs to be on the active roster for the Green Bay Packers. And that's going to do it for this edition of the Pack Attack Cast. We'll be back in a couple days. We're going to look at linebackers and tight ends. And that's going to wrap up our series on positions going into training camp. Look forward to seeing that. Please give us a like and subscribe so you'll get a notification when we drop that video. And also, once again, check us out at Blue Sky on Pack Attack Cast. And we'll see you for the next video. And as always, go Pack Go. And we're on our way, hopefully, to the Super Bowl. Very excited about this roster. Each time I do a video, the more excited I am that this team could potentially be running deep into the playoffs this year. So lots of things to be excited about. We'll talk about it more in the next video. We'll see you then.